Rounders. This is Patrick, also known as Jaxus, with an exclusive interview with the owner of the Pioneer Saloon. Not our regular roundtable stuff, but I'm sure you won't want to miss this. So join us, the conversation is already started. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be like a bonus episode to the Fallout Roundtable. I am sitting here right now with Steven Staats, also known as Old Man River from the Pioneer Saloon from GoodSprings, Nevada. And he just had a wonderful event for us, and it was great. Me and TKS Mantis and a bunch of other guys were all hanging out there. They had good drinks. They had great food. It was a wonderful time. People were dressed up in costume. It was an event to be seen. And next year, or even sooner, we don't know. I've heard rumors, so I don't know. Well, maybe we'll get the scoop right now that there might be something coming up the pipeline real soon. So everybody, please give a warm welcome to Steven Staats. Hello, sir.
Thank you very much. My only correction to that is it's actually Old Man Liver as opposed to Old Man River.
Did I just say river? I am so sorry. Oh my goodness.
It's a play on my broken organ, since I drink a lot of whiskey, so it's a good assumption my liver is that of a 150-year-old at this point.
Your liver's a river.
That's all that's left.
So how did you hear about Fallout New Vegas and its relevance to your saloon?
Yeah, so it's interesting. A little background. I grew up playing video games, and I loved playing games as a kid, and then now I'm old and I haven't really had time. I'm involved in a lot of different businesses over the last 20 years, and I've been out of the touch with the games over the last 10 or 15 years, but I've always enjoyed video games, and I've kind of kept up with what's trendy, and I've got kids now of my own, and so they would keep me up on what they enjoyed. They were big in the Minecraft phase and all that kind of stuff. But really, when we took over the saloon last September, and we really didn't have an idea of the importance of the Fallout fans and how it was involved in the video game. And we weren't even really told anything about that from the previous owners. And, as soon as we started meeting, fans coming in, and we're like, hey, this is an important thing. And I can tell you from I understand the passion, because I grew up and still am to this day, a giant Star Wars geek. So I geek out on Star Wars stuff. So I completely understand the passion that Fallout fans have for this video game. And when we realized that Fallout New Vegas was based on the property, and we got to see it, and of course, I played around with it, and I was like, we should, see if there'd be some interest in having an event there just to celebrate. I'd heard like Elon Musk was going to do something at one point and never did, and some of these kind of things. And I guess the video game makers don't ever sanction anything. So I was like, hey, it's up to us, and let's test it and just see if there's any interest. And we thought there might be. We get about 10 Fallout fans come in a day at least. But so we're like, oh, maybe 50 or 100 people will show up if we announce it. Luckily, thousands showed up. So we were very excited, and we have just that much more interest in just making it a place where Fallout fans can come and enjoy. And we've got a lot of plans along those lines.
Excellent. Yeah. And as a Fallout fan who was there, you were a very gracious host. You guys made it very comfortable for us. We felt very welcome there. So it was really cool.
And honestly, it felt the same on our end. All the staff talked about after everyone left how polite everybody was. Everybody had fun and was loud and crazy, but there were no fights. There was nothing negative. It was all positive.
Respect. And, it's all about respect.
It turned out to be a very positive thing for the staff as well. And we had all hands on deck in case we were busy, which we were. But we do have 30 to 35 employees at any given time, but apparently that's not enough. So everyone was super patient and waiting for their food and drinks and those kind of things, which we very much appreciate as well. So the fan base is a great, and I feel honored to be brought into this community, and you guys welcome me on the same level that hopefully we welcome you guys. So thank you for that.
Oh, much appreciated. Yes, definitely. So what were your expectations going into this? Did you expect this such a turnout? Or, well, you were saying you only expected 50 to 100 and you ended up with thousands, I mean.
Yeah. And I was hoping that we had everyone ready and we were somewhat prepared. The big thing was, also we wanted to have some food items on the menu. We wanted to have sarsaparilla, which, I refer to as my partner in business and pleasure. Stephanie is a co-owner of the Pioneer with me, and she's the real chef and foodie of us as a couple. So she was.
I definitely enjoyed
the
food.
We need to make our own sarsaparilla for this event, and because I guess a company they had used prior went out of business, and it was never like a legit sarsaparilla soda. So we literally tested recipes for weeks leading up to the event until we got, and I'm talking from a house made from scratch, like literally filtering the sarsaparilla bark and adding the fizz and getting it to the taste that everyone enjoyed. And so we created as many bottles as we could, but we still sold out pretty fast and had to resort to just pouring what we had left over. We couldn't bottle it all based on the demand.
Yeah, the guys in the general store were like slammed all day. It was great.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So the cool thing is now, we're gonna make some more. We're gonna bottle it. We're gonna have it all the time available for Fallout fans if you come any day of the week at any time of the year. We're also
heard it here, guys.
Try to revamp our menu by the end of the summer to include some food that's from the video game. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, no doubt. I had myself a Brahmin burger myself. It was excellent. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Our chefs know how to make some burgers. I'll put it that way. So everything on the Fallout menu is fun. Of course, we bought a book that reference, a recipe cookbook that we could reference for all the various items in the video game. But it'll only get better from here, I can promise you.
Awesome. Maybe we'll get some Meyerlurk steaks, get some salmon steak and call them Meyerlurks.
Done.
Yeah. We also, I wanted to ask you about your band. Is that a house? It seems to me like that's your house band, right?
Yeah. So the kicker was, I knew my friend Monica was a character in the video game where they based a character off her. And I knew she literally, it was true that she used to wear a headset and would actually continue singing while she worked behind the bar and made drinks for people. So when she told me that this character, Trudy the bartender, was based off her, I was like, that would be fun if we do a Fallout event. We should have your band play, and it'll be something extra special. So she already plays quite a bit. She's a bass player and a singer, and she plays at the Pioneer quite a bit. But in this case, we really wanted to showcase that, and they made sure luckily they already knew some of the tunes that were off the soundtrack.
Yeah, that was great.
They learned a couple more just for that event, so that was nice.
And just because I know there's a lot of musicians that are actually out there in the Fallout universe, are you open to visiting musicians from that were say to visit, maybe step up on stage kind of thing? I know a few particular ones. That's why I asked.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
So anyone that wants to contact us, just so you know, the email through our website goes right to our management team. So we try to respond to every email we get. So if you have any questions or anyone wants to inquire about getting up on stage or coming and playing or anything like that, just shoot us an email.
By the way, that website he's talking about is pioneersaloon.info. And there's also another website that they have that's pioneersaloonnv.com that you can check out both of those.
Pioneersaloonnv.com is the newer one. So the old one now transfers to this newer one. So use the nv.com one.
All right. Just want to make sure I got that out there.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the burgers. Any thoughts? No, and this is a big question because this is a national landmark. This is a legitimate landmark. It was built in 1913. And so that being said, is there any thoughts of expansion to the bar in any way, or is that even a possibility?
It is, and that's a very good question. And we did have a line at the event that went out of the saloon, through the outdoor patio, through the GoodSprings General Store, out the
front,
door, and
yeah.
down the street to the stop sign. So we're looking into licensing another bar out here in Clark County, Nevada. You've got to have a license for every single bar that you have in your establishment. So we have to get a separate one, but we'd like to open up another one before our next fall out event, so we can accommodate more people and you just have better service in general.
And I was thinking, why not do like a beer tents? Like they do it at other events, just a couple beer tents so that the guys can quickly just get a regular beer as opposed to like the specialty drinks.
It's funny. We had that ready to go, but our managers called our beer guy behind the bar because he's a professional mixologist, and everyone was ordering sarsaparilla and drinks off the Fallout drink menu versus beer. So they a couple hours into it, we only sold like 4 beers, so we need the help behind the bar. So we made an operational decision at the time to focus on the mixed drink at the time.
Well, that's what I ended. I got one of your IPAs. So.
Oh, good. Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, we have almost an acre and a half of land out there, so there's all kinds of stuff we can do with it. Another thing we have in the works is we're building a new kitchen and bathroom building so we can expand the menu. Because the truth is, outside of Fallout events or anything else, we're the only burger joint in the world doesn't have French fries. Because traditionally it was not a restaurant. It's a saloon when we opened up in 1913. So there's not a real kitchen with the real capacity that we need, and we don't have approval to fry things on the deck where we do most of our grilling right now. So we're actually working on getting the designs for this new building approved by the county, and hopefully starting work on it this fall. So we are able to expand outside of our Nevada historical landmark footprint, because we'd never, even outside of whether it's a historical landmark or not, we would never want to mess up the incredible interior that we have in both the GoodSprings General Store and the Pioneer Saloon, because you probably noticed all the walls and the ceiling are.
I saw the gun. I saw the bullet holes still in the wall from from the guy getting shot trying to cheat at poker.
I've had military folks confirm that those bullet holes are real, and whether we can't verify for sure that they date back to the 1915 poker game, but we do know that poker game where one of the cheating gaming folks was shot dead on the spot. We know that happened because we have all the county records and the coroner's report and everything for that.
Yeah, which makes you guys a legitimate ghost town as well. I mean, that's.
Yeah, we have ghosts for sure. We're on all the ghost hunters and ghost adventure shows and all that good stuff. Yeah. So that's one of our fun aspects of the property.
So how much do you think TKS Mantis was on the initial success of the event? He seemed to have quite the following. That guy was signing autographs the whole time.
And clearly he brought in a lot of folks from his channel and his following, and he touched base early on and confirmed. I confirmed with him that it was going to happen. It was a legitimate event. We were advertising it. We got our publicist on it. A lot of people helped contribute to making it a success, but he was amazing. He really helped out with attendance a lot, which is very appreciated.
And so what do you got planned next?
Yeah, so we're gonna try to get Fallout items on the permanent menu so that people that come at any time of the year can enjoy it. Right before the event, we put in an Xbox with the video game that people could play, and we put up the flags, and we actually put the making of the video game. We ran that on the TV, which we're going to continue to do so even when it's not an official Fallout event. And more and more people donate items all the time, which is appreciated. And stuff they make themselves and stuff they acquired at different points. And so we're going to keep growing our Fallout New Vegas museum in the dining room. And then we are going to do a second annual event, which we're going to try to convene with a few of the people we worked with fairly closely, including TK Mantis. So, and try to lock down. It's probably going to be a 2-day event, so we can spread it out a little bit, and maybe tie into some other neat things from the game, whether it's touring Hoover Dam and Prim and some of the other sites.
Mm-hmm.
Even I know the principal of the GoodSprings Elementary School, so we could maybe set up a tour for people that want to go tour that and see more of the GoodSprings side of things, and not just
and I would recommend that if anybody does visit the town, don't automatically go to the school. It is a functioning school, just so you're aware of that. You don't want to interrupt the actual students.
Pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's the funny thing is GoodSprings is all privately owned. So there's a lot of amazing buildings, some of which are still in some cases barely up. They look like ruins and such, but they're from the late 1800s, so they're classic.
It's the
and
point,
unfortunately,
right?
you can't go in. I mean, you wouldn't want to anyway. Some of them are a little dangerous. But the GoodSprings Elementary School is the oldest school in Nevada. It opened the same year we did, 1913. And like you said, unfortunately, you can't just go and visit it in any given time. But I might be able to arrange a visitation and such, just with my relationship with the school. And it's really sweet. There's only five students in the elementary school, and they even they thanked us with some donations we made to the school by all drawing pictures of the Pioneer Saloon, which we posted online, which was really sweet.
That's awesome.
So, but it's a neat school, and they're going to keep it, as long as they have one student, they have to keep it open. So it's kind of a classic, and it's right next to a library that's the smallest library in Clark County, and this funny little goofy post office that's only open 1 hour a day. So there's just neat stuff to see in the town of GoodSprings and all around, like I said, with Hoover Dam and Prim and Sandy Valley and some of the surrounding areas that maybe we can tie some more events into and make it worth a second day.
Okay. So how can people find you? Do you have a social media you'd like to share?
Yeah, no, thank you. Just follow, for updates, follow Pioneer Saloon on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube. We pretty much have it all, and we're going to be, as soon as we announce the next dates for next year, which will probably be in August, we will start getting it out there. So just follow us on Instagram or Twitter or any of those, and we'll announce the dates so people have plenty of time to make.
Okay. And then one last question is, what is it you want your patrons to get from their experience at the Pioneer Saloon?
You know, the whole point is just having a great experience. Nobody gets into restaurants or bars really to get rich, or, there's a joke in the restaurant industry that the only way to make a little money in restaurants is to first have a lot of money. And, they call it get poor quick schemes.
Right.
So it's somebody that owns the Pioneer has to have a passion for it. It's not about money. It's about giving people an amazing experience, and the historical value, the Fallout history, the history that has yet to come, the creativity that goes through there is phenomenal, and it's got a magical presence that it's hard to even really pinpoint. But we just want to continue giving people the best experience they have, and Fallout New Vegas fans are amazing, and we want to keep making that experience even better and better every time we come out.
Excellent. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us today. That was an exclusive from the Fallout Roundtable. I'm Jaxus, and that was Steven Staats, Old Man Liver. That's liver with an L. All right, folks, you have a great day, and thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.